Hey guys, Frank here, your virtual general aviation aviator, and today I am in the AirfoilLabs 172NG. That's the digital version, and I'm at Lakeridge in Durham, 8. See, I think the it's airport 8NC8. Yep, 8NC8 Lakeridge. And it's actually a little grassy strip in my hometown. So yeah, believe it or not, got a little grassy strip. In fact, um, I am intimately familiar with this airport because I took my flying lessons here. Anyway, my plan today is to fly this Cessna to Fayetteville. Just a fun flight. Just no real reason to fly, so sometimes it's just fun to get out there and do the $100 hamburger thing, which is really the $300 hamburger thing these days. And the cost of the hamburger is going up. Anyway, let's get started here. So the plane has been flown already. So, oops. Now what just happened? Did I pop a breaker or something? Let's set the brake. That was unfortunate. Let's see. Nav, PDF, and yeah, there we go. I pulled that breaker accidentally. The MDF breaker. All right. So let's get this breaker set back up. And let's go ahead and click this guy here and zoom in. All right, so I am right here. Um, let's see, slide, get in a little bit. Yeah, you can barely see the aircraft. In fact, unless you're watching on a 4K big screen monitor or television, you probably can't see it. Let me zoom in a little bit more. Yeah, the G1000 doesn't have a lot of color contrast, in my opinion. All right, but we are ready to go. Let's see. So, Lake Ridge traffic, Skyhawk 175 Foxtrot Whiskey is taxiing to runway 32, Lake Ridge. Um, and I believe winds were calm. Let's just get another ATIS check from RDU.
Raleigh-Durham INTL information X-ray. 1700 Zulu weather. Wind 260 at 5, visibility more than 10. Sky conditions 4,400 scattered, 25,000 broken, temperature 19, dew point 9. Altimeter 3033. Arriving runways 05 left, 05 right, 32, departing runways 05 left, 05 right, 32. Advise on initial contact you have X-ray.
So, let me make some adjustments here. I didn't write a thing down, but I think I heard that the altimeter is 3033, runway 3033, and this airport, I believe, I was at 309, I believe it was. So yeah, that's close enough. Let's go ahead and set our backup to. Um, we just put that at roughly 309. All right, and let's go ahead and taxi. Winds were 260 at 3, so we are going to go ahead and continue to use 32. So I am gonna make a U-turn into the grass, and when let's see, now there is a taxiway at the rear airport and a ditch that you could not cross over without getting your aircraft stuck in the ditch in real life, it would be that little dark space, but the dark space actually um, is applicable all the way down. Um, and I got some ortho installed. Sometimes I can, for some reason, I'm not getting the auto gen building on the right. Let's see, but let's concentrate on flying the plane here. All right, so my landing light is on, and I don't have any flaps in, so I'm gonna go ahead and put my 10 degrees of flaps in now. Cigar is what I used in training, which was controls. Let's and to be honest with you, my instructor always made us do a stereo taxi, so couldn't do any run up work while I was taxiing. Um, all right, so controls are free and correct. Instruments, let's make sure everything is in the green. Um, Fuel flow is in the green, or pressure or temp, and vacuum is in the green. Okay, I do have to give it some torque to take off on this turf here. I call it torque. Apply some RPMs. Get that torque from flying the turbos. Okay, so let's just turn into the wind and do a quick run up. Um, let's see, winds over at 2.6. So, but we'll just turn this way so we don't blow debris back onto the runway. All right, and we'll run up to about 1700, and that's good. And I should have set the brake for this run up. Okay, brakes are set, feet on the floor, and so we want to do um, mag check. Okay, and dropping about 90 on the right. On the that was, yeah, on the left. I'm dropping 1630 plus 1700, 80, 1720, 70, 80. Okay, and then I noticed that when I put on my P-top heat, I don't get any changes in the electrical, so I'm going to turn off my alternator. Um, and I do get a drop in amperage. I do get a warning. So I'm going to turn that back on and clear my warning, clear my caution, and make sure my amps are back up, which they are. Okay. And yeah, so a cigar, I was going through cigar and I jumped from instruments to run up, but in between that, there was gas. So so here I check I hear my fuel pump, but I don't. I need to go back to system to see um, what happens with fuel flow with the fuel pump, and I don't see any change. I thought I would see some change, but yeah, I heard the fuel pump, and so and fuel quantity is the other thing that I want to check. So let's go back to engine, and fuel quantity shows that I've got about 16 gallons in each tank, which is enough to get us to Fayetteville. That's 32 gallons, and we're only going to burn about 9 or 10 gallons an hour, and the flight is only 64 miles, so it's less than an hour. So yeah, all right. So yeah, I got plenty of fuel. 64 miles on that guy, and I can throttle back down to 1,000, and I got my flaps set, and let's take the runway. All right, so I can release my brake. Oh yeah, I still didn't finish it. Cigar, and then so after gas is alt altitude, which is this guy here, and and make sure that my trims are set for altitude. Yep, so just set that. All right, and then there was a run up. So I did that all out of order. I'm so out of practice. And flying is something that you really do need to do procedurally. So yeah. Fortunately, one of the things that I have no compunction saying that in the sim, even though I try to do things according to real world procedures, there's absolutely no risk of death. Okay, so let's make sure nothing is coming. You can't really see. Uh, so in the sim, I literally have to point the airplane to that way and make sure there's nothing coming there's nothing on the runway or coming. And now this is where my uh, products would come in handy. I've got track IR and I got the Oculus headset, but both of them make me sick. So yeah, so okay. So mixture is full in, and and yeah, I think I'm ready to go. So I'm gonna put on my landing lights, my strobe lights, strobe lights, and take the runway. Lakeridge traffic. Skyhawk 175 Foxtrot Whiskey is taking off. Runway 32, Lakeridge. All right. No brakes are on. Give it some real good um, throttle to get up here on this runway. So I think I am gonna do a I can't do a short field takeoff because I'm not at the very end of the runway, but I'm gonna do a soft field takeoff, even though the field is not soft. All right, so flaps are at 10%, lights are on, um, um, camera. Yeah, let's do camera here. Something I tend to forget: lights, camera, and action. And this is where the using the glass gets hard for people who don't use it very often because I don't have all this stuff committed to muscle memory. So I gotta sit here and take the time and figure out now how do I get this thing to go to turn on, and that takes extra time because I don't hadn't set up the muscle memory yet. All right, soft field takeoff. So we're gonna give it full power, release our brakes, pull back on that yoke, and as soon as we get airborne, which is now, we're gonna build up some speed and climb on out. All right, soft field takeoff. All right. Fayetteville South. All right, so I am going to turn on my flight director. Looks like it's on, but my autopilot is not on. So I'm gonna turn my autopilot on. No, I'm not. Let's see. Um, okay, flaps up. And I'm turning, yeah, I'm going to turn towards the south. All right. trim. I am using the trim wheel on the Bravo. And VY on this is what I think that's that 75 knots. So I can pull that nose way up if I wanted to, um, and get this Y. This Y is right here. If I get that, if I line that up with this yellow dot, then that's the proper climb for this aircraft. Um, I know it's mean, but that just feel aggressive for this aircraft. All right, so I am going to turn to the south. I already got my flight plan in. Let me go ahead and put in a cruise altitude. I think, let's see. I think Fayetteville is south, but it's more to the east, so I'm gonna do an odd. So let's just do 5,500 feet, right? Let's see. So let's hit that altitude, and I'm changing this guy right here. Altitude, okay, 55, and then it's autopilot on. Vertical speed is set at a climb of 300. Let's make that 500. Okay, I can take my hands off the airplane because the autopilot has most of the airplane. There's still some systems that I'm responsible for. Okay. Okay, flaps are up. Landing lights can go off. And taxi lights can go off. Strobes and beacon can stay on. And I'm approaching 3,000, so I need to lean a little bit. So let's go ahead and do our lean. And AirfoilLabs has modified the GPS, the Garmin 1000, so that I get some lean assist data. And looks like I'm going to skirt RDU. So, of course, I would have to contact them and ask for permission to transition their airspace, and I'm already in their airspace because I'm over 1,500. I think the chef was 1,500 until I got within the inner ring. Let's see. I don't think the GPS on this guy shows me that much detail. Um, yeah, I'm at the auto. It does. See, right now I'm in the outer ring, and if I had stayed below the 1,500, then I would not be in the airspace, but I'm already in it, so I would have had to contact them to get permission to to trans man, searching for words. Transpose, not transpose, because transpose is switching. Um, Transition, that's the word I'm looking at. So I am transitioning their airspace now, but I'm not going to do the radio thing. Guys, you guys need to encourage me to go ahead and start using VATSIM a little bit more. All right, so I am going to vector myself around there. Let me stop around the this surface. So I'm gonna make a sharp turn to the right, and you can see how I'm skirting the surface area. Actually, I'm turning away from it a little bit. And 5,500 is my cruise altitude, so hopefully I won't blow through it. Okay, so re-enable my autopilot. And ROL 5,000 to go. I mean 1,000 to go. ROL is stands for um, shucks. I know the L stands for level, um, but basically whatever altitude and that I'm at, then it's going to keep me there. Okay, so which means I'm not following this guy yet. So I won't follow this until I hit nav, but the autopilot should capture out S should capture the 5,500 automatically. Okay, so I want to make sure that that I'm well out of the Charlie, um, the inside ring of the Charlie before I turn to the south. Okay, so I am going to pop up a program while I'm waiting called Volanta, and Volanta, and I meant to do that already. Let's see. Just bear with me, guys. There's my Volanta app. And I should, let's see. Do add a flight plan, and uh, don't want to import, don't want any of that. Okay, this is Fayetteville, and pick that. Yep. So okay, then let's look at where we are. Let's lean again. All right. So we're still peaking, and I'm looking here. Let me just zoom in a little bit. So still okay. All right. So we stop peaking, and the sim seems to like rich of peak more than leaner peak. Um, the number one is highlighted because that's my hottest. That's my hottest cylinder. No, no, yeah. Let's see, yeah, the gas is on number one is hotter than any other cylinder, and my number four cylinder is the hottest one. Cylinder head temp. All right, so I'm burning 10 gallons an hour. I should be able to do better than that. So let me just adjust it a little bit. All right, and I want about 8.5 or so. So all right, so I'm VFR, and I need to remain clear of clouds, or 5,000 above, 2,000 below, or 2 miles horizontal. That's not going to happen going through these clouds, is it? Um, and I need to pull it back on this RPMs. That's something that was my bad, guys. I should have did that as soon as I came out of that climb. I want about 2350, 2400. Let's go with 2400 on the RPMs. All right. So I feel like I'm lean and I'm a purified flying machine. All right. So it's my aircraft. I'm going to take the aircraft and vector around these clouds here. And I need to turn to the south anyway. So I'm going to scoot between these clouds here. See where I'm at on the map. Looking good. Looking good. Now I'm outside the Charlie altogether. Awesome. Awesome blossom. In fact, I should have, if I had been a little bit more, well, if I wanted to talk the tower and transition to Charlie, then I would have flown the route that I'm flown. If I didn't want to talk to the airport at all, then I would have flown northwest and kind of avoided the Charlie altogether. I just stayed up under the shelf until I got outside this point, then made my climb. All right, so I am flying by hand, and as you can see, everything looks good. Um, I'm a few feet high, not 5,500 on the nose, but generally I'm allowed. I mean, for VFR, I can fly whatever I want. But if I was doing any training or IFR, then I want to stay within 100 feet above or below my assigned altitude. And of course, it's better to try to hold your assigned altitude on the nose. Trim it down just a touch. Okay, look like I got some traffic out there. They're 8 nautical miles out. They're not a factor. They're at 2,600. I'm at 5,000, so they are not a factor. Even if our paths were gonna meet. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead. Let's see. Uh, yeah, I think right now, if I engage my autopilot, then that's gonna put me back into the Charlie ring. But I do have transmission to transition, so transmission to transition. I do have permission to transition to airspace. I'm trying to get better at hearing what I say because a lot of times my mind is on the next phase of the next task, and so I might say something and not even hear it. Like I might be on the taxiway and say, "Yeah, I'm on the runway taxiing to runway 32. I'm on the runway taxiing to taxiway 32." Sometimes I just get stuff bad, or I have been known to just completely miss words, miss finishing a sentence. All right, so I am going to go ahead and my flight director is on, and altitude is not being held. So let's go ahead and turn the altitude on. Out select 5,500. Okay, so that's on out hold, and we'll turn nav on. All right, so now and our CDI needs to go. to make sure that's on GPS. It is. And I'm still roll, so autopilot needs to come on. Autopilot is on. Let's see, I'm still on roll, so let me turn now back on. There we go. Now we cooking with gas. GPS is on. And let me go out and find our magenta line that we should be intercepting. And yeah, you guys can see that we're here and our magenta line is here, and we should be intercepting it. GPS is engaged. Autopilot is engaged. Now, let's look at Fayetteville. Let's see. Let's get the old trusty iPad started up, because it wasn't even on. And let's do a quick look for traffic. Clear on the left. Clear on the right. And in real life, in VFR, we kind of want to keep our head on a swivel. I do see traffic out there. I mean, not traffic. See, there you go. See how I do these fraudulent slips. I do see clouds out there that we may have to get under. Looks like they might be high enough to get under. Okay, so let's see. Let's get 4 flights started, and let's put in this flight plan. I know you guys can't see what I'm doing, but that's okay, because now I'll show you what I'm doing. Let's see. So I'm gonna go. I left 8 in 8 NC8, and I'm going to K Foxtrot Alpha Yankee, and let's see. So that's the plan. And where am I? Yeah. So you see where I'm at. Otherwise, if I hadn't vectored around, I'd have flown right over RDU, and at 5,000 feet. Um, you know, in real life, that's just never going to happen. At least not legally. Okay, so get rid of the iPad. Oh yeah, let's bring that back up. Review some things. So we got 42 nautical miles, and I'm just looking at the bottom of the iPad to our destination, to our next waypoint, which is our destination. Should take us 24 minutes. I got a ground speed of 104 knots. I'm at 5,400 feet. The altimeter has changed. I think I've got dialed in 3033, and this is showing 3028. And distance to descent to destination, feet per minute, 220. I'm not sure what to see. Descent to, I gotta figure out what that means. If I knew, I've forgotten. And distance to destination, again, since I don't have any waypoints, that's going to be the same, since my destination is my waypoint. Okay, so let's do another traffic check. Let's make sure that nobody's out there. Look at the ground. And while this is, oh man, see these clouds coming up. Now, I need to really know what the height of these clouds are. So I'm gonna set this to I'm gonna set my altimeter to the best information that I have on file, which is 3028. That's funny because I want 3028 and it's skipping from 29 to 27. So I'm gonna use 27. Seems to be trending downward anyway. Um, okay, and then my backup altimeter, and go in here, zoom in 3028, and for me sometimes it's easier to glance over at that analog meter than to glance here. Again, muscle memory. My memory, I haven't built that muscle memory for the glass cockpits yet. So I'm always trying to figure out where stuff at. Where is my come on, Frank, get it out. Where is my this guy here? What is that? My RPMs. What are my RPMs? And sometimes I just don't get it. Okay, so my engine temperatures are 1600, and I guess that's okay for right now. I don't know what the. See, I'm gonna change it just slightly, and I am going to. Let's see. Looks like I need to be 500 feet below these guys, and look like the shelves are right here where I'm at. So uh, go down to 35, and then vertical speed down, 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 down. We'll do a 700 feet per minute descent. I don't have any mountains to contend with. All right. And we should be joining our uh, Magenta line in almost in any second with, let's see, not too long from now. Okay, so like the ceilings is at about 5,000. Okay, now we are joining our flight course. What is that line called? Our flight path. I think that's the term I was looking for. Okay. All right. Instrument check. All right. So let's go back to engine. Oil temperature or pressure is a little high, but it's still in the green. Oil temperature is fine. EGT looks good. Vacuum is in the green. Fuel quantities are in the green. 1,000 to go to 3,500 feet. And actually, I should have been flying at an odd, an even number. So I'm gonna amend that to 4,000 feet. I don't, I, while I did get, uh, let's see, I'm on 4,000 feet on the altitude, 4,500 feet on the altitude. Okay. And then let's set this back to up. vertical speed. Give it some throttle here. I think 4,500 might keep us 500 below the clouds, and I think if the ceilings is at 5,000, and we are, as you can see, we are west of the airport is actually west of the on the compass rose of south. So I need to be at an even number. I need to be at at 4,000, 6,000, 8,000, 10,000, 12,000, so forth and so on. And since I'm VFR, then I need to be at 500 to it. So I'm 4,000 plus 500, which is where I get my 4,500 feet from. Okay, so I am doing a 200 feet per minute climb, and my RPMs is at 2460. Should have a real strong fuel flow at the moment. Let's see what our fuel flow look like. So we are sucking up. It says we're only sucking up 8.4 gallons per hour. Oh, that's a calculation. That's not showing what we're sucking up. Let's see. Engine. Fuel flow. I can't really tell exactly what number. Well, it says 8.4 gallons, but I'm sure I'm sucking up more than that. Maybe it's because it's just going. Maybe the calculation is just based on what's leaned. All right. So out select is in there, so it should capture the 45 automatically. And all I have to remember to do is readjust my throttle setting. Okay, so it looks like I'm approaching some airspace, and I'm approaching Pope Air Force Base, and they have a Charlie as well as Fayetteville. So I need to be below this. I'm coming in right here, so I need to be above 4,200 or below 1,400 to avoid their airspace. So I am going to pull my power back and set my altitude to 1,400. Altitude. Altitude. That's 25, 15, 14. Vertical speed down. Let's see, yeah, down. And we'll do 700. That way we can get on down. Okay, pull that power out so that we don't overspeed the aircraft. You can see the yellow caution for overspeed for this aircraft is right at 120. That don't mean that we can't fly in the caution, but it needs to be clear weather. We don't want it to be bumpy when we flying above 120. Airfield's pretty smooth right now, so I guess I can take a little bit more speed. But I'm not going to take the speed because I want to get down before I get to the Charlie. So So yeah, we let's go 2,000 on the RPMs. And we'll take that, whatever that gives us. All right. And hopefully we can get down. I don't think we could get down fast enough to not have to call um, Pope. And I don't. I am looking to see. Okay, Fort Bragg. I am looking to see. Make sure there's no restricted areas that I'm gonna burst into. And what I was actually looking to see if there's a frequency I can contact them on. Um, so in real life, I would just vector out, maybe do a 360. Um, but again, in the sim, I can take some liberties. So I am just gonna burst into the Charlie, the Pope Charlie, the Pope Air Force Base Charlie, because I'm in the sim and I can. I don't have to worry about somebody saying, "Hey, contact ATC or contact FAA." All right, 1,000 to go, and let's adjust our mixture a little. Okay. And fuel flow is down to 5.1. So, okay. And we do have a destination ATIS, 121.25. So let's go ahead and pop that in. At the bottom, 121.25. 121.25. I'm on 22. 22. 2225. All right, let's go ahead and get that ATIS.
Fayetteville RGNL Gratis FLD Information X-ray.
X-ray.
1800 Zulu weather. Wind 210 at 6. Visibility more than 10. Sky conditions 5,100 view. 34,000 view. Temperature 21. Dew point 8. Altimeter 3027. Arriving runways 2228. Departing runways 2228. Advise on initial contact, you have X-ray.
Okay, I heard everything about my winds.
Fayetteville RGNL Gratis FLD Information X-ray. 1800 Zulu weather. Wind 210 at 6. Visibility more than 10. Sky conditions 5,100 view.
210 at 6.
Temperature 21.
Altimeter 3027. So we got that dialed in correctly. And RPMs are set at 2,300. We can come down a little on the RPMs. EGTs look fine. I check out engine parameters here. And fuel flow is in the green, oil pressure is in the green, oil temp is in the green, vac and fuel look fine. Okay. Yeah, so we are doing okay. Let's get our frequencies for our destination, which all that time we could have been, we were sitting up talking, we could have been, had that done. So Fayetteville is 118.3. I think that's the same as RDU. Uh, nope. Okay, so let's get to the top. 118.3. All right, that's tower. And if we want, if we want ground, then ground is 121.7. Put that on backup. 121.7. So we'll be ready to flip over. All right, we are approaching the Fayetteville Charlie. So technically we would talk the approach. And according to our iPad, approach is 121.15. So actually, let's actually do that. So let's go down to here, 121 and 15. Shucks, 121. Go up to 1505. 12, 13, 14, and 15. 121. 121.17. Duh. Okay. 17. Wouldn't have got anybody. Fayetteville approach. Skyhawk 175. Foxtrot Whiskey is 7 miles to the north inbound for stop. And they would tell me whatever they would tell me, which would be proceed direct to Fayetteville. Expect runway 28175 Foxtrot Whiskey. All right, so they told me to expect 28. Okay, so I need to take a look at 28. So that's the good thing about having ForeFlight. So I know that 28 is here. I see my path. So I know that I am going to need to vector out to the east so I can capture 28. Okay. So of course approach would actually vector me, and let's give me some vectors. And they might go 175 Foxtrot Whiskey, turn left to 130. Turn left to 130, 175 Foxtrot Whiskey. All right, so I go heading and then left to 130. That's 154.3 and heading. All right. So I'm making that left turn to 130. And you can see what that looks like here. I see traffic on the iPad, but I don't. Oh yeah, I see them on the. I see them here too. This little black diamond. Let's see. And I see them out the window. Same traffic. Okay. So they are 8 miles from me. Wow. I can actually see the aircraft. Usually I can't see the aircraft. No. Actually, can I see the aircraft? No, don't think I can. Um, all right. So I am following vectors at this point. Flying 230 and um, and holding at 14. All right. So my let me brief myself on the runway. 28 is 4,800 feet. It's yeah, it's 4,800 feet. Let's see, that's fine. Let's see. Well, I'm just looking at some stuff on the iPad. The runway elevation is about 189 or 190. So pattern is going to be 18, right? 1,000, 190, 1,900. And I'm at 14. So we're just going to stay at 14. Um, because that's where we are. Okay. And turn right to 180, 175 Foxtrot Whiskey. All right, so they just took a turn right to 180. Now you notice I didn't do any clearing turns. I mean, any clearing looks. Just so hard to do these things in the sim. Even though I'm relying on ATC for vectors, it's still up to me to look and see what I'm doing. All right, so 28 is the runway that I want. And which means that I am going to turn to the left, to the right, I mean, to pick up 28. And I should do this a little bit more often just to get a better appreciation of it. Now see, this confuses me a little bit because this right here looks like I see it. Oh, the S is for the white ring. I'm looking at the blue ring and I'm saying S, but that's the blue go with the 6. The S, yeah. Anyway, that's my bad, guys. My bad. All right. My bad. All right, so I'm still perking along at 1400 at uh, at 102 knots. Ground speed, that's 93 knots, and my ground speed is up here. And I will be turning. I can actually turn off my flight director now. But it won't disengage. So I guess I won't be turning off my flight director. I guess as long as the autopilot is on, it's gonna come on no matter what I say. Now let me just zoom in a little bit. I'm going the wrong way. Okay. And I'm just perking along. The airport should be over here somewhere. And I am going to do a VFR landing. Still on approach. You know what? I dialed it in. I never did. I never did tune to it. So,
Fayetteville RGNL Granis FLD information
wait a minute.
X-ray. 1800.
Okay, yeah. I let's see. I never did tune them in. So how could I be talking to them? But hey, in the sim, it is what it is, right? Okay. Turn right to 280-175 Foxtrot Whiskey. All right, so they want me to turn right to 280 and make this turn to the right. West is 270. And hopefully that will line us up with the airport and somewhat with the runway. At least that's the plan. All right. So there's the runway there. And you turn right 300. All right, so turn right to Z300. And tower on 118.3. Okay, so they want me to go to tower. So all I have to do is go back to com one. See, I still never was really on the right channel with that. All right. So clear to land, Skyhawk 175 Foxtrot Whiskey. Runway 28. Okay, so they have just cleared me to land, and I think I'm gonna take the aircraft from here. It's my aircraft. And okay, there is my slope. All right, glance, gas, and door tanks. Gas is okay. Lights, landing lights can come on. Undercarriage fix, mixture 4, props not applicable. Flaps 10. Put it back on the power. Trim. Flaps 20. Back on the power. Okay. 73 knots. Trim. 550 feet per minute, descending 600. Okay, back, picking the glide slope back up, back out so I can see my instrument panel and the runway. Okay. Got a little crab angle going on. Try to get it lined up again. Alright. Little fuel throttle because I got low. Alright, back on this slope. Little crab going on. Alright. And see my touchdown zone, second line. And eyes to the end of the runway. Power out. Go ahead and track center line and flare. Okay. Missed that first turn off. Ooh. Gotta look, right? Alright, so I am looking for the I'm looking for the HBO. I'm looking for the FBO. And so I'm gonna have to go all the way down to Kilo and turn right. Cause let's see, wait a minute, hold it. No, yeah. I have to go down to Kilo and catch Alpha. Then cross back over 28 because I didn't turn off in time. Of course, Tower would have told me. Tower would have said, turn off, turn off. Okay, so I think it's to the right that I need to turn. Alpha. All right. And I'm clear the runway. Actually, I don't have to cross back over. So I'm clear the runway. Yeah, actually I look pretty good. Let me show you on the iPad where I'm at. iPad, where are you? So I'm right here on Alpha, and I can just go ahead on up to signature on Alpha and turn to the left onto either Foxtrot or Echo. Probably would do Echo. All right, so let's clean up. FLT, T, F, flaps, and ground. Okay, so they want me to go to ground. Let's go back up at the top. Ground is 121.7. Taxi to signature via Alpha Echo, one Skyhawk 175 Foxtrot Whiskey. Okay. All right, and then lights, taxi, FL, and then TT transponder can go to standby on. We just take it off altitude reporting. And trim can be trimmed down to takeoff for the next flight. And let's do it. FLTT. So, man, I hate when I do that. You guys just missed what I just did. But I just trimmed the aircraft. And I'm going to turn left onto Elko. And that should put me almost directly in front of Foxtrot. Okay, so I just passed Foxtrot, and there's Elko. This is Elko. It says FBO, which is what we want. And this is incidentally, this airport is done by Vertical Sim. This is one of his airports. So yeah. Um, and okay, so brakes, and let's see how we did. Oh, not too good. Okay, so I am back trying to get back in the cockpit. Okay, so let's see if we can. Oh, well, we got our brakes on, so let's take the brake off and see if we can. I tell you, they're gonna have to fire the marshal. It ain't my fault. That's where you told me to stop, right? Right. Okay. Well, that's why a lot of these aircraft do come with tow bars so that you can get out and tow your aircraft exactly where it needs to be. All right. So let's see what that looks like. Much better. I can live with that. I can live with that. All right. See, my taxi lights are still on, so let's go ahead and shut those off. In fact, we'll do SLIM, another acronym that I've learned when I was taking real world lessons, and that would be switches. So that's a switch there. There's a switch beacon. I'm gonna leave on, and the ignition is a switch. Well, the aircraft is not supposed to cut off until I lean it out, but switch is lean, and I could, yeah, my aircraft is not supposed to cut off, but anyway, it did. Um, and so, yeah, and then slim. So that was switches, SL lean, and what was that? I slim ignition. Uh, yeah, maybe I got that wrong. But ignition, and then M would be master. So yeah. Okay, and I left a couple switches on, avionics switch, so that was not good. But anyway, you get the idea. And let's before we close this, let's just look at our landing. Something I don't tend to do right now. Man, that noise is funky. Oh, you know what? I need to change my speed. I don't get all this noise. Let's turn it down a little bit. Gracious. Sound like my tires are just squeaking. Okay. So we are coming in. Now, I believe we buttered this. I believe we did. I don't recall. All right. And back to that center line. Yeah, if I could have held that center line, it really would have been perfect. And by that time, I've taken my eyes off I was looking for something, I wasn't doing the stereo taxi. Anyway, guys, that's gonna do it. Let's see. Stop that guy. Oh. Whoa. All right. So that's gonna do it. And let's see. Uh-oh. What we got here? Let's see. What did we break? Did we break something? Failures. Instruments. G1000 is misbehaving. Yeah. Oh man, we got a bunch of failures on that G1000. Wow. That's probably man, my bet that's probably a $10,000-15,000 repair job just on the Garmin. That's enough to make you glad that it's a sim, or that the aircraft actually belonged to a flight school. All right, let's get the key out. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and until next time.
Y'all come back now. Cheers.